So the plan is to stand in front of these hacks and convince them to throw money at a bunch of savages like us?
The plan is to stand in front of a group of literary dignitaries and convince them that Three Masters are worth their money.
Dignitaries. Sue Silverman is a dignitary. Helen Oyeyemi, Laura Vandenberg.
Do you think you can let me do most of the talking?
Just saying, Mark Twain.
What sets off from a window to frisky lovers.
Who are the editors? Art Cleaver cranks out 3 books a year, has heard of the Penn-Faulkner Award, and uses music terminology to describe writing. J.J. Dunphy's poetry is taught in classrooms across the nation, and he acts like he doesn't know or care. Georgia Bernard writes for 8 hours a day, enjoys the outdoors, and should probably not have a Twitter account. Let's not draw this up.
Hello editors, I'm Wrenn Munsinger, managing editor of Three Master. This is Sydney and Punter. We are seeking the funds to bring our journal to the AWP next year.
Punter, is that your first or your last name?
Nope.
Tell us about yourself, Wrenn. Why start a journal? What's the soul of Three Master?
Giving space to marginalized voices.
When I was editor of the Western Review, I searched for what dazzled. I instructed my readers to stop after the first paragraph and reject a story unless it opened with something that both glimmered, generated laughter, and at the same time reminded them of something that they would find in the supermarket.
Was there a question in there?
I don't know, guys. I don't think I can get behind a journal that sounds like it wants to be the boss of me.
Three Master is the name of an old painting I inherited from my mother. She was really into old sailing ships, and I guess I am now too.
That's a great story. I'd include that in the foreword if I were you.
I don't really do forewords. I would prefer the journal be about contributors' work instead of my own baggage.
Got some sample copies of the journal for you guys to check out.
Let's talk numbers. What are your submission fees and attach rates per subscriber?
We don't charge a submission fee this time. Last year we saw a 50% increase in readership, and that's partially why we're here. We want to be able to start paying our contributors to increase visibility.
You've got a real symphony of voices here, Wrenn.
That's good, right?
It's a lot of very...
Yes?
Well, I mean, you have 2 poems back to back by women, and a confessional essay about a woman who was stalked in McLean, Virginia. I mean, rich people don't stalk women, do they?
It's nonfiction.
Well, you know what they say about cat food in China, don't you?
No.
One word, Hitler. Tweet it.
I think a poem should be like a hot dog. Everyone likes hot dogs, right?
Do you like what's in the issue?
I've only had a chance to skim it, but it looks like it's about 60% feeling and 40% craft, when in reality it should be about 90% feeling and only 10% craft.
Nobody came here to learn algebra, JJ.
Alright, I'll get the ball rolling. Wrenn, this deal isn't for me. You're dead to me. Period.
Thanks for your time.
Sydney, what's your background?
I used to script a show about ghost hunting in abandoned houses, but I wanted to do something more...
Real.
Yeah.
So you're the new guy.
One might even say new girl.
What about you, Chief Bromden? Will we suddenly discover that you have the ability to speak?
I promised Wrenn I wouldn't screw this up for her.
Makes sense. But let me ask you one question. Have you ever seen me perform one of my stories?
Narrative devices characteristic of any Art Cleaver story include absurd professions, unorthodox shifts in perspective, brand names. All we know about the protagonist is his penchant for pop culture references. Marvin Gaye, Ozzy Osbourne, Safeway, Jack Daniels, Fritos, Dixie Cups, Jell-O, Oldsmobile. Every single story is hinged upon this concept. One thing is taken from somewhere, it's put somewhere else, it doesn't belong there. Yeah. You can't make work that satirizes excess and misuse of wealth, or you can't take 2 freaking breaths without mentioning that you're a billionaire.
Chief. You read my work or not?
A little bit.
We're all familiar with your work.
How much money do you think it'll be to get your entire masthead to AWP?
Oh, we're not just here for the money. We need someone who believes in the journal.
Wrenn, I gotta say, I believe in you. But I don't think the AWP crowd is gonna bite. By the third day, you'll be begging people to take free copies. This deal just isn't for me. Period.
That's cool. Thanks.
As usual, all roads lead to Ms. Fantastic. I'll make you an offer. I'll pay for your airfare, your floor space at the convention. I'll pay for 100 copies of 3 Masters. That is with a few conditions. We drop the Bleeding Heart liberal theme. We put a picture of a captain on the ship with the tricorn. And we get rid of the name. I'm with Dunphy on that one.
I was actually drawn to the journal because of the possibility that anyone could be on that ship.
Like I said, we're trying to find someone who understands what we're trying to do.
Oh, methinks the lady doth protest too much.
That's a misquote.
Wrenn, I fully understand it. It just isn't going to succeed. And it's better you hear it from me.
I appreciate the advice.
What are you gonna do?
Take the advice of a millionaire. Do the deal.
Together, we can put together a journal that my 1-year-old grandson couldn't have put together.
You know what, Art? I saw you speak twice at my college. I brought one of your books for my sick friends for you to sign. And when I went up to you and said it was for a friend, you made this noise in your throat like, ugh, how could she not worship me too? Like I'm one of your groupies, well, guess what, I'm not. And you push out the same misogynistic, right by numbers, waste of paper year after year, and you expect me to beg in front of you, you pathetic, illiterate Jack White ripoff.
I think the kids call that a burn.
No. A burn is when a literary professor, a person with actual writing talent, uses your work as an example of what not to do unless you want to become some faux-it-all hack who wants to write a poem called Plato and go on for 5 stanzas about 3 guys in a cave. How do you not cry all the way to the bank?
I guess that means she wants to do my deal, boys.
You? I'd rather work at some Yoknapatawpha County plantation than be treated like a rubber-armed hayseed. Sure, I'll do your deal. In an alternate universe where my ultimate goal is to be the biggest stooge in the literary community. Tweet it.
I'll pretend I didn't hear that.
You didn't hear that? Well, then don't hear this either.
Well, that probably could have gone better.
Nah, I don't think so.